Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of IIMB community, a very warm welcome to Padma Bhushan N.S. Ramaswamy, National Professor Management, Founder Director of IIMB and Member, Board of Governors, IIMB. IIMB community welcomes eminent members of Board of Governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to this felicitation ceremony for Professor N.S. Ramaswamy. As we have Professor N.S. Ramaswamy in our midst, we are tempted to look down the memory lane through the years that have rolled by. As we look at the distant past and where we stand today, we appreciate his vision and mission even better. Professor NSR viewed IIMB in a national and international frame. He seems to have understood at that time the futility of intellectual thought divorced from social action, futility of theory divorced from practice, and the futility of intellectual speculation divorced from pragmatic truth. He held office at a momentous period when right choices of objectives, valid formulation of policies, correct means of implementation were critical for the Institute. He preferred to chart the course of IIMB with distant stars and not by the glittering lights of the corporate world. He believed that IIMB can be built only through the endeavor of the community by a sense of shared aspirations. As we know Professor NSR, he is an instinctive nationalist who lives a life full of compassion for the poor and the suffering humanity. His deep concern for people, his informality and warm-heartedness reached out to all who came in contact with him. He is a completely integrated personality and he carried himself with immense grace. He had generous attitude towards broken people living outside the social convention. He provided IIMB with terms of reference through which it could adjust itself to its very existence. He could provide people a sense of shade and shelter. He is one of the few scholars whose freshness of mind had not been crushed by the load of scholarship. He had a capacity to view issues current at that time with a wider perspective. Today with him he brings to us pride in our past and faith in our future. Dear Professor NSR, we are indeed overjoyed to have you in our midst, and we rejoice both at the award of Padma Bhushan and your appointment as National Professor Management by the Government of India. Welcome to you, Professor NSR. A very, very warm welcome to you to this felicitation ceremony.
Why ethics and morals? Technology is progressing, but if values don't progress, if wisdom doesn't progress, if maturity does not progress, increase in knowledge without increase in wisdom will bring disaster to this world.